Fuck yeah. Holy shit. Alright. Come on. There we go. Okay. Yeah, crazy fools. Bum bum ba bum 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 ba bum. Let's go, people. We got a bulletproof strategy, and we got to understand when we're using the strategy, we create one risk, and we got to learn how to manage the risk and make sure we don't let it hurt us, because we are wrinkled brain apes, and we will not let them catch us in any traps whatsoever. All right, let me change this. I 100% guarantee you profits. Utilize my strategy. I ain't scared, guys. It's bulletproof. I'm certain of it. What did I say? Utilize my strategy properly. Properly. There we go. What kind of title is that, people? Come on now. I'll 100% stake my life on it. I'll stake my life on it, people. At least my financial future, 100%. I'll stake that for sure. Let's see what happens. The math says it's guaranteed. The only thing that we could lose is $10 trade sideways on AMC for the next 12 months. I think that's a physical impossibility. That's the only way we could lose. And it's not even 12 months. It's like 18 months. I call bullshit on that happening. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to bet 100% my life on it. My financial life on it. You can sue me if I lose. If you lose. I'll take that risk. I'll take that risk all day. Oh, man. Every YouTuber is going to have to comment on this video right now. And what can they say? I'm right. The math is right. It all checks out. The squeeze is tomorrow, people. The squeeze is tomorrow. I cracked the code. Oh, my ribs are too sore for that. Oh, no. My ribs. Too hot. Whew. Oh, that hurts my ribs. Whoo. Holy moly. Marijuana, people. Marijuana. I smoke it every day. I ain't asking for permission. No Rona. No Rona. All right. We got 14 people in the chat. Are we ready? Are we ready? So, everyone here, hold on. Let me send a message. I forgot to send a message. There's one. Holy moly. I need to stop coughing. Alright, there's one thing that. Let me drink some water. I've already told you guys the bulletproof strategy. When you guys buy into that strategy, you are literally bulletproof at that time. Mark AMC goes to zero, you make money. AMC squeezes, you make money. AMC trades sideways for a couple days, you're not in pain. So, when you utilize my strategy and you go to close a position for the original 10% profit that you don't actually earn until the price goes back to $10, when, gosh dang it. So if you bought in that position before market close, basically, if you bought in that position before market close, what happens is if AMC hits $8 tomorrow and you make your profit, you are going to cash out for that profit, right? You're going to close your short position, right? When it hits $8, because you're saying it's not going to go below $8, right? Or if it does, you, like just a little bit, you don't need to get every dollar. You're just trying to get your $5,000 or whatever, right? Your 10% or whatever. So you close the position when you feel like AMC's done moving downward and you take that profit. Well, guess what? If at that very moment when you close that position, it drops to zero, you've now lost your money. Like you've lost whatever you had left in the options, which is probably close to $20,000. So you just traded $5,000 for $20,000 if at that moment they were able to crash it to zero. Now, obviously, you still have till 2023 to get all your money back. So unless it goes bankrupt, like you're not actually like losing all your option money. But if it crashes to zero, you're gonna like your value on your options is gonna be basically zero. So how do you manage that risk and make sure that that trap door is not gonna catch you? Before you close, this position, So when AMC hits $8, I'm going to make about $5 grand on this guy. Before I close this guy, what am I going to do? I'm going to come here. I'm going to go to AMC. I'm going to come here. I'm going to add option. I'm just going to give myself enough time for AMC to bounce back up, which is at least a couple weeks. We saw it that last trampoline bounce. So let's just say we'll do 1 month. And then just find the cheapest strike. 0.5. And make sure you're doing a put, not a call. And they're a penny a piece. If they're a penny a piece, then go to buy the one that is a penny that is the closest to the money. So like this one's $3 at 3 pennies a piece. I would go ahead and do like the 350 at 3 pennies. And I would just drop like, if I thought I was going to be making 10%, if 10% was a $5,000 profit, I would probably, before I cash out my $5,000 profit, I would probably put, oh man, maybe $250 in here. Not a lot. Not a lot. A very small amount of money. And if it hits $3.50 for some weird reason, you will turn that $250 into $50, $60, $80,000. So it like secures you as you're waiting for AMC to go back to $10 to buy the short position again. It secures you from it dropping after you close the short position. That's basically the final secret sauce that I haven't shared. So I do got to update the title of this video so everyone understands that. All right. Are there any questions? Did that make sense on why that perfected the guaranteed money? Did that make sense as to why the guaranteed money is now perfected, and no matter what happens, the only way in theory that you could lose money is if it trades at $10 for the next 18 months. I'm betting my life, my financial life, your ability to sue me as a financial advisor, I'm betting my life on it that that is an impossibility. That it will not trade at $10 for the next whatever. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Are there no questions? I'm going to update this one thing. Guarantee you profits with one update if you utilize my strategy properly and diamond hands. Hodl. Utilizing. All right. There we go. I'm willing to get sued under that pretense. Okay? If you see a massive sell-off from retail in GME and AMC for any reason, and it's verified and true, obviously everything I'm telling you here goes to shit. I mean, not everything. If AMC goes to zero, you still actually make a profit, right? So not everything, but like you need to find your exit strategy immediately because this strategy is a bullish strategy. This is because this strategy is the best because of the diamond handers. We know the hedge funds want to bring it down. We know the diamond handers won't sell. And so this makes us profitable at every single bouncing point. And we're actually still helping the diamond handers by building the open interest at the 2023 strikes or buying stock, depending on which one you're more comfortable with. So we still do that on the side, but this is how we're making money in between and making sure we make money. Let's see here. So I'm going to start right now. Where are we at in the video? At 15 minutes. So edit. Start at, okay, start 15 minutes. There we go. Start Start at 15 minutes. There we go. Okay. So what we are going to do is we're going to start over my position one more time from the beginning and explain what we are doing here and how it works. Everybody, I'm going to tell you right now as a precursor, I strongly recommend getting a portfolio margin account if you can. A portfolio margin account allows you to basically just get more bang for your buck. But because we're eliminating all of the risk, there's not a lot of reason not to use some margin. I'm going to use some margin. That's all I'm going to say. If I get my 150K, I'm going to use some margin. And here's what I'm going to do. And so basically, in my paper trading account, it says I got $72,000 in my account, right? Well, if you look at my total invested amount, we got $35,000 that I'm shorting, $2,500 that I bought, and then $16,000 that I bought, and then $6,500 that I bought. So let's say $7,000 and $17,000 is $24,000. Then let's say $27,000. $27,000 plus $34,000 is $61,000. Okay, so it's letting me utilize $61,000 worth of monies, and I got $72,000 in my account. That is a very poor ratio from a live account balance to maximum account utilization. If you have a portfolio margin account, like I could probably quadruple all of these positions while still having $72,000 in my account. And because it's a bulletproof trade, what do I got? Like, what am I worried about? Think about it, people. So, what's happening is as I get into this trade that I'm in actively right now on this paper trading account, what's happening, blank says can't use margin on options and AMC isn't marginable. Blank, do you have a portfolio margin account? Because that sounds like some Reddit talk of people that don't actually know anything. Do you actually have a Reddit account? Or not a Reddit account, but a portfolio margin account? Because you saying it's not marginable doesn't really make sense. Everything's marginable. It's just to what extent is it marginable. So until you give me a number of what you think it's margined at, I'm not going to take your advice too seriously right now. Guys, don't worry about that comment. I think blank's a little step behind from portfolio margin accounts. He's saying he does have a portfolio margin account. Come on, bro. You're telling me that when I short AMC stock, what's the margin limit then? If I'm shorting the AMC stock right here, there has to be a margin limit on that number. What is it? Derek Martinez says you can confirm. Somebody, tell me what the margin is for shorting the AMC stock. I am shorting the stock right now in this account. What's the margin? I'm not even in a portfolio margin account and it's letting me short the stock. Are you guys telling me that in your portfolio margin account you can't sell an AMC share right now? If that's what you're telling me, this market's not a free market, and that is something you could totally sue for. That is the most corrupt thing. I know that's not true, though. That's not true. Like, if I got to go trade one share tomorrow to prove it when the market opens tomorrow, I will prove it tomorrow. I know I can short a stock. But every time you short a stock, a margin rule is put into effect on your account. Somebody fucking tell me what the AMC margin rule is for shorting a stock. If you don't fucking got an answer, then you don't know what you're talking about. Do 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 do. Oh, my people, you guys don't even understand the margin. You guys don't even understand the margins. You can sell your shares, but you cannot short? That is not universal, bro. That might be your brokerage, and you need to get a new fucking broker, because that's a bitch-ass broker. If you can't short AMC, the stock, you got a fucking bitch-ass broker, and you need to upgrade. That is not a universal rule. Anyone telling me that is bullcrap. Oh my goodness, I'm so disappointed to be hearing this right now. Okay. Okay. Okay, people. So if you understand what you're talking about, how margin works in a portfolio margin, I swear to God, blank blank, if you have a portfolio margin account at option level 4, but not a real portfolio margin account that requires a $125,000 minimum bank account, I'm going to be very upset with you. I'm going to be very upset with you. So the reason why they're telling me that AMC has no margin is what they're saying is that you can short the AMC stock, but you can't short it with margin. So anything that you short is dollar for dollar going to come out of your account. Okay, so let me explain to you guys what that means in retard traders language. Okay, if you aren't upgraded to the highest level of trading and you're limited by trading laws that they put on stupid people. So, bro, it's not hard to borrow. There's just a fee on the borrow rate. But because we're cashing out in short days, that fee is an annual fee. Because we're cashing out so quickly, it could be at 100% and we're still making a fat fucking dollar. Don't fucking worry about it. You guys are tripping over fucking little fucking pebbles. You guys are tripping on stupid shit right now. Holy shit. Alright. Come on. Let's focus. Let's focus. The way that a portfolio margin count works is nothing to do with the margin of a stock. I mean, that's one part of it, of course. But we get to play all the rules of a portfolio margin account. Okay, people? You got to have $125,000 to ask E-Trade to give you permission to play like a hedge fund. Okay? And now when you're playing like a hedge fund, you get different rules than everybody else. You can naked short a stock if you want to. Okay? There's rules in place for all of this on every single stock, on every single option. The rules are different accordingly. Okay? So check this out. The way that a portfolio margin account works, the way that a hedge fund gets to play with their money, is that they get to put one trade against another trade, and they don't actually use any money until the risk is calculated. What does that mean? In a perfect world, what that means is if AMC goes up and I make money, then there's no limit to how much I can short the stock. So said in a better way is, if I short the stock, AMC stock, 1 million shares, as long as it moves up 1% upwards and anywhere from 1% to 100% upwards, and I still am making a profit on my options over what my short is losing, then it doesn't take a single dollar out of my account. What does that mean? Fuck, man, that sounds like with my trade that I got right now, combined with, like, the problem with my trade exactly the way that it is right now is that the first 5, 10, 20, 30% AMC moves up, I lose money, but not very much. Nothing compared to what my $72,000 is. And so by the time it hits the 40, 50, 60, 70, 80%, I start making money. And so the short no longer is hurting me. And so there's this like weird range of maximum loss, which my account is going to use as portfolio margin account. And if I set to the maximum portfolio margin account of that 72,000 and it slightly moved up against me, then I would lose, like I'd get margin called and it would sell all my positions. Blank blank. But what you're talking about is I would have to be at such high levels of margin to hit a margin call. I would have to be at 100x margin. I would have to be playing $7 million with my $70,000. Like, you don't understand. I could play this at 5, 6, 7, 8, 10x margin, and there's still no chance of a margin call. No chance of a margin call. I'm telling you, like I can't. Maybe I can't guarantee that until I do it. So don't take my word on it until like somebody has proven it with their own money on a portfolio margin account. But when I get my own, like I'm trying to raise $150,000 right now. If I get my $150,000, I'm gonna put it to its maximum margin, and we're about to find out. We're about to find out. I have a portfolio margin account on hold right now. All I need is I technically need 125,000, but I want to do 150, and then I want to do 50,000. Well, the problem is once you start doing margin, it's going to take your real money before it starts doing margin money. So I really just got to margin the whole account to its maximum extent to find out what the true number is. No one's going to know until you do it, and I don't think anyone's ever done it before. M. Bez says, when do you think this will start printing money? I think once a week I'll make, on average, once a week I'll make 10%. I think I'll hit $8, $12, and then $10 at least once every 2 weeks. Let's say every 2 weeks. So 1 week we're going to hit $8. Next week we're going to hit 10. 1 week we're going to hit $12. Next week we're going to hit 10. And every time we hit one number and then 10 again, we make 10%. And so after 10 times, we've made 200% on our whole entire account balance. So if you got $70,000 in your account balance, you've made $140,000. Holy moly. It's bulletproof, people. It's bulletproof. If you lose money in this and you trade it exactly how I said to do it in this video and this video alone, and you just listen to all of my details. Now remember, the way that this works, here's my account. Here's what a typical, the only thing I'm going to change tomorrow is I'm going to move this $15 calls to $12 calls. The $12, when AMC hits $12, the $12 strike makes more than the $15 strike. So there's no reason to be on the $15 strike. So I'm going to move the $15 strike to $12 strike. And that's it. And then, if AMC hits $8, I'm going to cash. The first thing I'm going to do, if AMC hits $8 or $12 are my two triggers. So if you buy into the same portfolio, you would buy an $8 trigger and a $12, or not buy, but you would set alerts on your phone for an $8 trigger and a $12 trigger. If it hits $8, only when it hits $8. So let's do $12 first, because there is no if on the $12. So on the $12, if it hits the $12, I cash everything out for a profit. All of these options, the $40, the 40 plus AMCs, I cash all of it out for all of its profits. Okay? I hold the shorts and I hold the $40 strikes. I'm expecting it to drop back to 10. If it squeezes, my $40 strikes are going to make still more than the shorts itself. And then if it doesn't squeeze and it drops back down to $10, my 3601 has made all the profits that I cashed out for on my $12 strikes. And now I'm going to buy back into the $12 strike when AMC hits $10 again. Okay? And if it hits $12 again, I'll repeat and rewash over and over and over. If it goes from $10 to $8, I'm going to cash out my 3601 for $5,000 of profit. And then, what am I going to do? I am going to... No. Sorry. Step back. 10 seconds back. Blah, 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 blah. If it hits $8 on AMC, I'm going to go to paper. I'm going to trade. I'm going to go to AMC. I'm going to go to add option. From whatever day it is from the time we're talking, I'm going to do the end of that month. I want at least like 21 days minimum of expiration. And then I'm going to buy the cheapest strike that is really, really cheap and out of the money that is a put. And for the example, this one is 3 pennies a contract for $3.50 AMC price. I'm going to put... So if whatever my 10% is, right? If I'm trying to collect 10% of my account balance, so in this case, let's just say $5,000. So in this case, I'm looking for 8%. So whatever 8% of your balance is, that's what the number I'm going to be using to calculate how many of these contracts I buy. And so my 8% is about $5,000. And so what I'm going to do is 5% of that number. 5% of the scalping number I go for every time I'm buying the puts. I'm going to do of that number. So 5% of the 5,000 is $250. So I'll divide 250 by 3. So it'll give me like 84 contracts. So I'll come in here, I'll do 84. And then I'll do a market order. And I'll buy $252 worth of contracts. And I'll submit that and send it in. And then I'll come in and close out my $5,000 of profit. So if AMC drops after I close out my short, I still make a huge profit. But if it goes all the way back to $10, then so if it drops a little bit, I don't care. But eventually it's going to go back to $10. And when it does, I bring my short position back on. And every time you make a profit, you slowly try to add your profits into all the different positions that's making the whole system happen fluidly and equally and equivalently. Does that make sense, everybody? I think that's all I got to say on this video. If there's any questions, I'll answer them right now, but I feel like that should do it. Like, you don't need a portfolio margin account to do this. I'm doing this without a portfolio margin account, right? But I just really don't like that I'm only getting $61,000 of play with $72,000 of money, even though I'm betting against each other. Some of this should be working against each other and letting me have more money that I can use against each other. But it's not letting me do it. And so I personally can't wait to get enough money to reopen my portfolio margin account. But until then, I'm just going to do it, and I'm going to do it like this, whether it's on this account or my other account if I get a little bit of money from somewhere else. Canadian Moose says 10 out of 10. All right, guys, I don't think you really need to hear any more AMC option trading DD, because if anyone asks me about another trade, it's like, I already told you what trade I'm doing. What, like, why are you asking me about another trade? Like, fuck your trade. This trade's way better. I'll let you sue me as long, like, the only way you get to sue me really is if it trades sideways for the next 18 months. And I'm going to have to pay you whatever you invested. And I'm agreeing to that right now. I'm agreeing to that right now. So go invest $1 billion, billionaire, and you'll be able to sue me for $1 billion. And I already agreed to it. That's all I'm going to say. As long as you play it exactly how I've just told you to play it and cash out for those profits every single time you hit, then you're going to make so much money, people. You're going to make so much money. And I think they're just going to be like so tired of retail people making money that they're just going to let the squeeze happen and say, all right, on to the next world. Let's see what happens. They beat us, guys. Checkmate. Checkmate is what I'm saying. Here we go. Let's say... Let's do this. I don't care if somebody says it's less cool. I don't need to be super cool. I just want to say checkmate. Checkmate, bitches. Alright. I think it's over, guys. I can't see how this loses. And so whether people are doing this because they watched and they thought it was brilliant, or whether I get my own money and then the hedgies just get so pissed, I think we just won. I think it's game over. As long as you guys add that small little 2.5% to buy the puts of your 10% profits or 8% profits, even if they crash the price at the worst possible time for you, you will still make a fortune compared to what you invested. So good luck, apes. I think I have now secured you to actually be ready to do this on your own. If you don't feel that way, then you haven't watched the videos or you haven't watched them enough times. But you should be able to make your own money at this point. So good motherflacking luck. Wubba lubba dub dub.